So audio is a very big part of content creation. It's a very big part of YouTube. It's a very big part of vlogging. And in my last video, we had spoken about the Moano Wave 35, Wave T5 rather, which is a pocket-sized microphone. But in this video, we're going to be talking about another kind of microphone, which is a condenser microphone. We're going to be talking about this microphone. So this right here is the Fifine AM8. It's a mic that I recently just purchased on GG for around 80,000 naira as at the time of this video. This mic is a condenser microphone. It has a cardio pattern, which means that you want to speak directly into the mic for you to be able to get good audio. In front of it, I mean to say not beside and not behind. In front of it for you to get good audio. Now this mic connects with two different ways. You can connect this mic either using an XLR cable, or you can connect this mic either using a Type-C cable, which is why I got this mic in the first place. What do you get in the box when you purchase this mic? The first thing you would see is the manual, and the manual tells you how to connect this mic either via PC or via a Mac. It also tells you how to connect this mic using the XLR cable and a few things that the mic has. And after you have the manual, the next thing you would see rather is the stand. It comes with a small stand that you can just screw the mic to and just put it on the table, more like a tabletop stand, you know. And once you take that off, you'll then now see the mic itself. And that's what you find in the box actually. There's no XLR cable, just so you're aware. So if you're purchasing this mic, you most likely might get an XLR cable. And that is if you want to use the mic via XLR. If you're trying to use this mic, or if you want to use this mic via USB Type-C, there's no point buying XLR cable because it already comes with a USB Type-C cable in the box. Let's talk about the build quality. This mic is basically made of two different materials. It's made of plastic and it's made of metal. So the body side is actual plastic, and the hand, the side, is made of metal, as well as the feet, they're made of metal. And that is because this is a budget mic. It's not one of those expensive brand out there. It's not the Shure SM7B or the SM7DB or the Shure MV7, you know, or even the Rode podcast mic, but it's a budget friendly mic that still works, you know, which is why you see that they have to cut corners and make sure that you have plastic here, but you have metal on here and on here, so you study the features of this mic. Again, it's just a mic. It doesn't have so many features, but it has some amazing things that I'd like to show you guys. Among them is it has the gain button here, like I said earlier. Then it also has a volume button here, and it has a mute button here as well. So if you're streaming, which is one of the things this mic is good for, if you're streaming and someone walks into your room and you do not want what the person is saying, you know, go into your stream, you can just tap on this button here, and usually what happens is this button changes its color green once the mic is plugged in. Once you tap on the mute button, it changes to color red, which tells you that it's in mute. And then, like I said again, it has RGB around the edge, which is again channel to people who want to use this for streaming or for gaming. But if you want the low profile stealth mode, you can turn off the RGB lights that's at the edge of the mic by just holding the button that is here. Just touch and just hold on to it until, you know, it goes off. And by the way, this is not a button actually, it's more like a touch control. You just have to touch. There is no clicky sound, there's nothing to press or toggle. It's just to tap on it and hold on to it, and this particular light, you know, goes off. So how do you use this mic? It's pretty simple. One of the first things you want to do, like I said, is you can either use this mic, you know, with a Type-C, which is somewhere around here, or you can use an XLR cable. Now, once you plug this mic with a Type-C, the other end of the cable goes to your laptop. And if you're using a Windows or a Mac, you want to go over to your outputs, you know, your speaker settings, go over to your outputs or your inputs as well, and then select this mic as your input. If you don't do it that way, what happens is your computer will not recognize this as your input. So whatever you're saying, it might not get it. So you want to make sure you do that. And when you connect, or when you select this as the output, it also means that you can listen to yourself via, you know, the jack that is under here as well. So you do not have to connect, you know, your headset to your computer or your dock. You can just connect everything on this mic. Another thing again, when you plug this mic with the Type-C, that is the only time that the RGB light comes on. If you connect this using the XLR cable, you won't get any light, and that's because XLR cable does not supply power. It just supplies connections for the mic. You cannot use a mute button when you're using XLR, just so you're aware of that. Only works with your Type-C connection. Let's do a quick test on how this mic sounds like. The cushion here is very soft. I didn't mention this cushion when I was speaking about the beat quality. It's very soft. You can barely see through it, which means that it's thick. And again, the capsule where you have to speak the mic, it's kind of far away from this metal stuff, which also means that you would not get a lot of plosives when you're using this mic. But then again, let's just test this mic and let's see how it sounds like, and we'll compare and contrast this mic to this guy, the BM800.
So for reference, this is how the BM800 sounds like. I'm using this with your XLR. It doesn't connect with USB Type-C. So yeah, this is the BM800 without any edit done, without any effect on the sound card that I'm also using it on, and we're going to compare that to the Fifine AM8. So this is me testing the Fifine AM800. This time I'm using a Type-C. As you can see, the RGB light is turned on, the mute button is here. I can increase my gain or reduce my gain from this other side, or I can also reduce my volume and increase my volume. Let me know how this sounds like. I noticed that with this USB Type-C, I do not have to shout. I can even take the mic further away from my mouth and I can still see my audio chart as opposed to when I was using the XLR cable. So I think maybe my sound card wasn't strong enough to boost my gain. Maybe I need to get some sort of cloud lifter or something like that. I'm not sure, but this is how it sounds like using the Type-C. Let me know if there's a difference between this and the XLR cable. Okay, so one thing I want to say while using this mic is that it gets a lot of noise. So if I'm touching, as I'm touching the body, I'm sure you can hear that in the audio, and that's because it does not come with a shock mount, just like this BM800 does. So if you're going to be using this mic, you want to be careful how you handle it. You do not want to be moving it about, because if you're moving it about and if your hand is going around it, chances are those noise would also be in your audio. So you do not want those noise in your audio, which means that you want to be careful how much you touch around while you're using this mic. And this, again, like I said, is the mute button, so I'm going to mute it, and but now it's back to green and you can hear what I'm saying. And like I said, the what's it called now, the RGB button is under here, so as you can see it's changing. He has about 9 different RGB, I'm not sure, but if I hold on to it and it goes off, which gives you a stealth mode, which is how I most likely might be using this mic, because I'm not trying to stream with this mic, or maybe I may stream with it. But yeah, so this is what the mic sounds like, and I'm going to go back to my M1 now so that we can then finish this video.
I'm not going to know how this mic sounds like until I'm editing this video in post, and I'm going to try my best not to put any form of audio effect, noise reduction or whatsoever, so you guys can get how this mic sounds like just out of the box without any effect added to it. So who is this mic made for? I think this mic is a good mic if you're just starting content creation. It's a very, in my opinion, friendly budget. It's a budget mic. It's not something that would cost you so much. Like I said, it's around 80,000 naira. And I got this mic particularly because I do not want to be using my sound card anymore. I feel like it fills up a lot of space on my decks. I'm trying to see how I can take things off my decks. With this mic, it means that no more sound card for me. You just plug and play. Put it up the Type-C and plug it into my laptop, and I'm good to go. I most likely might not be using this mic with this stand, because then it will be too low for me to speak into. So you can put this in a ham, and it's pretty simple. You just have to unscrew the fit that it comes with. If you have a boom ham like me, all you want to do is just put it inside, and again you just screw. So the beauty about this mic is it has 2 different kind of screws at the bottom. I can't show you guys that for some reason. I'm going to find out to show you guys that. So if you want to screw with a wider mouth, like if you want to use this plastic thingy here and attach to the mic, you can use that plastic thingy, or you can just screw it on like this, and you can rotate it however you want to rotate it. You can also use this side to adjust the tightness, how firm you want it to be. That way that affects how it bends, and you can use this mic like this. Remember, this mic has a cardio pattern. You want to speak into this mic like this. You don't want to speak like this. You cannot get good audio with a mic like this. It has to always be at this side, so you're speaking into the mic, I mean to say. That is pretty much all for this video. There's nothing else I think I'm forgetting. Please like, please share, please subscribe. It helps me to do more videos like this. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.